Joe Biden just did his son Hunter Biden a solid. Welcome to America Uncovered. I'm Chris Chappell. Truly, a father's love knows no bounds. President Joe Biden, who is in fact still president, has pardoned his son Hunter Biden. Now, this was after he repeatedly said he wouldn't pardon Hunter. Oh, a president saying one thing and doing the exact opposite? Has anyone ever heard of such a thing? In a statement, the president said, "I signed a pardon for my son Hunter. It is clear that Hunter was treated differently." Boy, I'll say. And Biden's old tweet that no one is above the law has been community noted. For years, the shady story of Hunter Biden has played out. From a laptop that was definitely fake and Russian disinformation that eventually proved to be real and traumatized our colleague Matt after we made him watch the laptop videos. To this day, he can't look at M&Ms the same way. And if you don't understand what I mean, good, don't look it up. In 2020, Senate Republicans released a report claiming that Hunter Biden, his family, and business partner Devon Archer received millions of dollars from foreign nationals with questionable backgrounds, and that U.S. Treasury records show potential criminal activity relating to transactions among and between Hunter Biden, his family, and his associates with Ukrainian, Russian, Kazakh, and Chinese nationals. Wow, sounds bad. Of course, the charges Hunter was just pardoned of have nothing to do with any of that. He was charged with tax evasion and gun-related felonies. Oh wait, what's that, Shelley? Oh, my mistake. You see, normally the way presidential pardons work is a person gets pardoned for something he's been charged with. In Hunter's case, he got a full and unconditional pardon for any crimes he committed or may have committed from January 1st, 2014 through December 1st, 2024. Wow, a whole 11 years. Clearly, President Biden is concerned that a new Trump administration will start doing some digging. There has not been a pardon this broad since Gerald Ford pardoned Nixon. And the dates were not chosen randomly. January 1st, 2014 is when Hunter joined the board of Burisma, a Ukrainian gas company. You see, in 2014, President Obama put Vice President Biden in charge of U.S. relations with Ukraine. And then, total coincidence, not long after that, the Ukrainian natural gas company Burisma Holdings Limited gave Hunter Biden a lucrative seat on their board. Now, the funny thing about Burisma is that it was in the middle of being investigated for corruption when they brought on Hunter. And Ukraine's prosecutor general, Viktor Shokin, wanted to ask Hunter some questions about the money he got. Now, totally separate from all that, Joe Biden tried to get the president of Ukraine to fire Shokin. And firing Shokin was tied to whether or not Biden would approve a $1 billion U.S. loan guarantee to Ukraine. Now, I won't bother giving you a whole recap of all the shady business dealings Hunter had or how they were supposedly linked to the big guy, Joe Biden, but it sure seems like there's something to cover up. It reminds me a few years ago of when Hunter's lawyers submitted a plea deal that also basically would have granted him blanket immunity from prosecution for a bunch of things. That only fell apart because the judge realized it was a completely wild plea deal and threw it out. And all this is tied to Ukraine, a country that has received billions in U.S. aid from the Biden administration. And again, it's not just about Ukraine. We've reported extensively in the past about Hunter's extremely shady China dealings. The whole story has never been completely uncovered. In fact, we got smeared by the mainstream media for talking about it. So how did things go with Hunter Biden's foreign influence problems? Well, we'll probably never know. Because all is forgiven, a father and son celebrating the holiday season together. If this is the power of a presidential pardon, then there's only one thing I can think of. Donald Trump can do this for Barron. Barron should spend the next 4 years waging exterminatus against the forces of chaos. Merry Christmas. What do you think of Hunter's pardon? I want to read your comments. And before you go, check out this video that I know you're going to like. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. This is America Uncovered.